The history of agriculture isn't just about soil and seed. It's also a story of iron, engineering, ambition, and fierce competition between the companies building the machines that transform the farm. For more than a century, tractor manufacturers battled over horsepower, reliability, hydraulics, comfort, traction, and, most importantly, the farmer's loyalty. Some became industrial giants, others disappeared, were absorbed, or survived only through the machines they left behind. Here are 12 legendary tractor rivalries that helped shape the modern agricultural world. 1. Ford versus Harry Ferguson. The handshake that changed the tractor. In 1938, Henry Ford and inventor Harry Ferguson reached a famous handshake agreement that combined Ford's manufacturing power with Ferguson's revolutionary hydraulic three-point hitch system. The result was the Ford-Ferguson 9N, introduced in 1939 and built around Ferguson's idea of making mounted implements work as an integrated part of the tractor. But the partnership did not last. Ford and Ferguson eventually went their separate ways, leading to a bitter legal dispute. Ferguson then continued independently, producing tractors such as the TE20 and building a company around his revolutionary implement control system. What began as a handshake became one of the most influential partnerships and breakups in tractor history. 2. John Deere versus International Harvester. The green and red war-feud tractor rivalries created stronger brand loyalty than John Deere versus International Harvester. International Harvester's Farmall became one of the defining row crop tractor families of the 20th century, while John Deere developed its own highly recognizable machines, including the famous two-cylinder Model A and Model B. Their rivalry wasn't simply about horsepower. It was about dealer networks, reliability, design philosophy, and generations of farmers choosing between red and green. For many families, choosing a tractor brand became almost a family tradition. The competition pushed both companies to keep improving the machines farmers depended on every day. 3. Case versus John Deere, the muscle tractor race. As American farms grew larger, farmers demanded more pulling power. Case made a dramatic move in 1964 with the 1200 Traction King, a large four-wheel drive tractor rated at roughly 119 horsepower. But its real secret weapon was its coordinated steering. This allowed the massive machine to crab steer, giving it unmatched maneuverability and earth-grabbing traction on uneven terrain. It was designed to compete head-to-head in the emerging high-horsepower market alongside machines such as John Deere's 5010. John Deere was already moving aggressively toward larger tractors, and the competition would soon explode into an industry-wide horsepower arms race. The question was no longer simply whether a tractor could replace horses. It was a matter of brute force, how much land one machine could conquer in a single day. 4. Oliver versus Farmall, the six-cylinder challenge. Oliver took a different approach to the tractor engine. In 1935, Oliver introduced the Model 70 with an unusual six-cylinder engine at a time when many competing row crop tractors relied on smaller four-cylinder designs. The Model 70 also stood out with its automotive-inspired styling and increasingly sophisticated approach to tractor design. Meanwhile, International Harvester's Farmall tractors had already established a powerful presence in row crop agriculture. So this wasn't simply a battle between two individual tractors. It represented a broader competition between Oliver and Farmall-era International Harvester over what the next generation of American row crop tractors should offer. More power, smoother operation, distinctive styling, and new engineering ideas were becoming increasingly important to farmers. 5. David Brown versus Harry Ferguson. The first Ferguson breakup. Before Harry Ferguson became associated with Ford, he had already entered the tractor business with British engineer and manufacturer David Brown. Their partnership produced the Ferguson-Brown Model A, beginning production in 1936. The tractor incorporated Ferguson's hydraulic system and three-point linkage, helping establish the basic principles that would later become central to Ferguson tractors. But disagreements eventually ended the partnership, and production ceased after roughly 1,300 Ferguson-Brown tractors. The split did not end Ferguson's influence. Instead, it became another step toward the Ferguson system that would eventually transform tractor and implement design around the world. 6. Lanz Bulldog versus Hanomag. Germany's tractor battle in Europe. Tractor manufacturers fought a battle based on completely different engineering philosophies. Lanz Bulldog became a legend with its distinctive single-cylinder, two-stroke hot bulb engine. The brilliant simplicity of this design meant it was practically indestructible and could run on almost any combustible fluid, from low-grade crude to waste oil. This crude but highly effective engineering made it an icon of German agriculture, with over 200,000 machines built over several decades. Hanomag took the opposite path, representing the future of precision engineering by developing increasingly refined multi-cylinder diesel tractors. The contrast was striking: the brute force and omnivorous simplicity of the Lanz Bulldog against the smooth modern diesel efficiency of Hanomag. Their competition perfectly reflected the wider transformation of European agriculture from rugged, simple mechanics to highly sophisticated machinery. Massey Ferguson versus Ford. The battle for the global farm. By the middle of the 20th century, the tractor war was no longer confined to one country. Massey Ferguson built a massive international presence with tractors designed for farms of many different sizes, while Ford continued expanding its own tractor range and manufacturing network. Their competition was especially important in the utility and general-purpose tractor market, where farmers wanted machines that could plow, cultivate, haul, power implements, and perform everyday farm work without becoming excessively complicated. This rivalry was about versatility as much as raw horsepower, and as both companies expanded internationally, their tractors became familiar sights on farms far beyond North America. 8. Steiger versus Versatile. The 4WD giants. Then came the age of the articulated four-wheel drive tractor. Steiger's story began with the Steiger brothers building their first tractor on their Minnesota farm in the late 1950s. By the 1970s, the company had expanded rapidly and become a major force in the four-wheel drive tractor industry. Versatile was growing at the same time with its own range of large articulated machines. Steiger became famous for its bold lime green machines and animal-themed models such as the Wildcat, Bearcat, Cougar, Panther, and Tiger. Versatile answered with its own distinctive, high-horsepower tractors. These machines were built for enormous farms in wide-open fields where traction, horsepower, and productivity mattered more than ever. This was no longer a battle of ordinary tractors. These were agricultural giants. 9. Allis-Chalmers versus International Harvester. The rubber tire revolution. One of the most important tractor battles was fought over something surprisingly simple: the wheels. In the early 1930s, heavy steel wheels with lugs were universally accepted as the only way to grip the dirt. But Allis-Chalmers took a massive gamble. In 1932, they introduced the Model U equipped with pneumatic rubber tires, becoming the industry's most aggressive advocate for the change. To silence skeptics, including giants like International Harvester, Allis-Chalmers didn't just run field tests. They staged highly publicized tractor races at dirt tracks and fairs. They proved that rubber tires not only provided a much smoother ride and allowed for road transport, but actually outpulled steel by reducing rolling resistance. As rubber tires became widely accepted, tractor design changed permanently. Allis-Chalmers didn't invent the wheel, but their aggressive promotion convinced farmers everywhere that the tractor of the future did not have to ride on steel. 10. John Deere vs. Versatile, the race for articulated power. As farms continued expanding, articulated four-wheel drive tractors became increasingly important. Versatile established itself as a major player in the 4WD market, while John Deere continued developing large articulated machines to compete for the same high-horsepower farming market. The competition pushed manufacturers toward greater horsepower, better transmissions, improved traction, better operator environments, and more productive field performance. By the late 20th century, articulated tractors had become some of the most powerful machines working on American farms. The goal was simple: put more horsepower to the ground and cover more acres every day. 11. Massey Ferguson versus International Harvester. The utility tractor. Massey Ferguson and International Harvester competed across many parts of the tractor market, but their rivalry was especially important in the utility and general purpose categories. Massey Ferguson's popular tractor families built a reputation for versatility and practical design, while International Harvester continued expanding the farmal and later utility tractor ranges. Both companies understood that most farmers didn't need a giant 200 horsepower machine. They needed a tractor that could handle dozens of different jobs: tillage, mowing, cultivation, hauling, loader work, and PTO-powered implements. That made the utility tractor one of the most competitive parts of the agricultural market and gave farmers another major red versus gray choice to make. 12. Ford versus Fiat. The final battle for Ford's tractor legacy. By the late 20th century, the tractor wars had moved beyond individual models and into global corporate competition. Ford had built one of the most recognizable tractor brands in agricultural history, but the agricultural machinery business was becoming increasingly international and consolidated. In 1990, Ford and Fiat reached an agreement that created a new structure combining Ford New Holland with Fiat's agricultural machinery interests. Fiat initially held the majority share, with Ford retaining a minority interest before eventually exiting the business. This was different from the traditional tractor battles fought in the field. It was a corporate struggle over the future of a global agricultural machinery business. Ford's famous blue tractors would eventually disappear as a standalone Ford-branded agricultural line, while the technology, factories, dealers, and engineering heritage continued into the New Holland era. It was not the end of the tractor war. It was the end of one legendary name in it. And that is what makes the history of tractors so fascinating. These weren't simply machines competing for sales. They were competing ideas about what the future of farming should look like. From the Ferguson 3-point hitch to massive articulated 4WD tractors, every rivalry pushed manufacturers to build something better, stronger, more efficient, or more useful. Some companies won, some disappeared, some were absorbed into larger corporations, but the machines they created permanently changed farming, and the tractor wars are far from forgotten.